Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is the 11th of September. So, day 11 of the September Leetcode Daily Challenge. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about today's problem, Basic Calculator. I'm from New York. I grew up in New York. My high school was actually a couple of blocks away from the old World Trade Center. So, yeah, I hope everyone I don't know what to say about these things, but yeah, just hope everyone kind of keep it in mind and I don't know, maybe the cynic in some of us, it's kind of tough to figure out what is up, but it is 20 years, so 20 years is a long time. Anyway, you're not here for that, I suppose, but but I am from New York and it's in the handle, so gotta. It is what it is, right? Anyway, today's problem is basic calculator. So okay, return to resolve the evaluation. You're not able to use any eval. Okay, so this is kind of a silly problem that basically, I mean, it is just implemented, right? Except for that, it could be messy and it's a very implementation heavy one. The one that makes it slightly easier is that it only has plus and minus. So I don't think there's that much to explain. There are a couple of ways you can do it. You could do it with a stack. You could do what's it called? Recursive descent and stuff like that if you like. And if you want to learn more, Google them. But this is, parsing has been a thing that's been, from the beginning of computers. Ever since you have computers, you want to parse, and people build, languages and stuff like that. And there are a lot of fun things you can do with it. So, and I don't know if this is still in style anymore, but when I was younger, that definitely these kind of problems were on more interviews because they were considered practical because these are things that you do in real life. Yeah, maybe at the time anyway, in theory. Because nowadays you could just, there are functions and there are libraries and there are language libraries and stuff like that. And there are libraries on top of libraries that kind of help you do these things anyway. But yeah, without further ado, let's take advantage of this subset because we don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about the order of operation because we only have plus and minuses. I could be used as a unary, but has to be inside parentheses. What does that mean? Or like, I know what this part means, but I don't know what by inside parentheses. Do they have an example? I feel like I'm gonna have an example by getting a WA. Getting a wrong answer to get a, because like, okay, I mean, I guess we could just try it out, right? Like, what does that mean? That means like 9.1. Is that just 0? That does make things a little bit trickier if that's right input. Okay, well. But yeah, I don't really think they have that much to teach. It is just a practice type thing. What does inside parentheses mean? That's really... I just don't know what that means. There'll be no two consecutive operators. I guess that makes sense if this is not a thing. But... is that a thing then? Okay. So this isn't a thing, but the other one is. And you can imagine you have someone like, I don't know, someone like this maybe, right? But yeah, I mean, to be frank, this is just going to be really annoying. I don't think, I guess this isn't still invalid, so I have to remove it first. But yeah, it is probably just, if you spend enough time on this, you can get it, but it is just annoying. Because now there is some complexion with this being a possible negative. So yeah, Okay, first of all, maybe we'll replace. How does replace work? Or maybe it's just like that, right? So we remove we remove all the spaces because they don't do anything other than making us confused. So yeah, okay, that works. Just want to make sure because I'm really bad at Python apparently. So yeah, okay. Then now we just parse one character at a time. And in this case now, I've been grunting and kind of try to figure out how to do it. But I mean, I know how to do it. It's just this is one of those problems where it doesn't matter. I mean, you could do things slightly cleaner if you have experience, but it is just going to be putting in the work. So let's get started then. Let's just use a stack, and then okay, what do we do? Okay, if C is equal to then we push something on. Then we put the current number on the stack. So let's just say current. Yeah, let's just say. How do I do this? I don't even remember this anymore, but if it's fine. Yeah, let's just say current is 0. If this is this, then we just push this on the stack. Else if C is equal to then we push it off the stack. Then we pop the last number off the stack. And then either we have to, let's write out the cases, but even if we don't write out the code yet. Either stack is empty, and I guess we're done. No, that's not true. Well, in this case, then we can actually, yeah, okay. Then we can now start merging. Let's actually, let's just append this. Maybe this is less confusing. Okay, we append this, and then here we, yeah, while length of, well, I mean, okay, I guess this should always be true. Now while the last element is not to do, what do we do? Well, we pop it like Mary Poppins. Oh, whoops, this is the beginning of the stack. I mean, that means that, okay, so we take, so this is the last number, and then the last operation is equal to the next pop. This is if length of stack. Is this right? Let me think about it. There's so many cases to think about when I think about this. But yeah, so if the top is not right, then it must be a number, right? Can you have something that's just like this? Is that a valid input? I guess so. Okay. So in that case, okay, if length of stack is greater than 0, then that means that we have an operator, and I guess that operator can actually be okay, I guess we have to check now if stack, the top of the stack is equal to the thing, then we're just able to pop this, and then we push X back on. So basically we reduce this thing. So this is the case of, in this case it's just something like this, and then we do this to 5, right? That's basically what we're doing here. And then we continue. Otherwise, what happens? Otherwise, we have an operator. So we have op is equal to stack.pop. I suspect I'm going to get a lot of wrong answers for this. So don't, I mean, you can learn from me making mistakes. I think that's going to be the thing. And I think it's a little bit late because I forgot to say it this time. But I am usually solving these live. So feel free to watch it, you know, in a faster speed or whatever, and again, see how Larry messes up. Yeah, and then y is equal to stack.pop, and then now if op yeah, I guess the hard part is that you can, you know, the hard part is that you have to do the operations left to right? So, and that's not quite the way that I'm doing it, so it's a little bit awkward. Um, I think there's probably a more clever way to do it, but I'm not. I'm just going to do something a little bit dumber. Okay. So then now, while stack of -1 is not equal to do. Don't try this at home. I would not recommend this as to be professional parsing code, but yeah. So then here, to do is equal to this. To do dot append stack dot pop. So then now we keep on adding these things, and then now we look at from the bottom up. Okay, while to do length of to do is greater than 0. Okay, this is okay, and then at the very end we pop off the for the future. And now for to do, now we can go from right to left to do it. Okay, so while this is at least 3, and it should be at least 3, so that should be okay. To do pop. So this is x. X is the first number. Op is equal to the second operation, and then y is equal to and then we and then what do we do? Yeah, and then we yeah, if op is equal to plus, we push this back on, x plus y, else x minus y. I think that's it. Okay. I mean, this isn't quite right, but it is on the. I'm just gonna try to see how it goes. Oh, I don't handle this case. Okay. Oh yeah, the way end we should have length of, you know, we'll just assert that length is equal to 1. Oh, and also you might have multiple numbers. This is so annoying. So annoying because you have like for something like this. And yeah. And I don't handle this either because that's not an operator. But okay, let's print out the stack. At least this should work though. I mean, it might not work correctly, but it should do something. Oh, I don't append any other things, that's why. Otherwise, we append C, though, again, this is work in process, so my apologies. Yeah. Oh, I have to convert them to ints, but that's okay. So this looks okay. This does not look okay because of this -1, but anyway, okay. So let's just say int. No. Else, if C is numeric, then we append the int version of it. Otherwise, we just this is an operator, and we just append C. Still not super good because of that negative thing, but I think we should be okay. Well, I don't know. This is for the next one, so okay. Wait, is that right? Oh, well, because we we have to do this thing at the very end again. Okay, let's just have a helper function for this. Okay, and then now because of that we can evaluate this, but from left to right. So that means that we actually want this to go backwards, because in here the way that we did is we actually we kind of look at it backwards. I don't know. This is way messy. I'm not gonna lie. Did I spell it wrong? Evaluate. That's not right. Though now I don't know how to spell anymore because I feel like I saw it like 5 times kind of thing. Okay. I think now we're good except for this unit. Well, and this number we have to parse as well. But okay. But that looks, in theory this looks good. So this is hopeful for me. And of course, if you should consider the TDD type thing, and you would have more test cases that kind of address these things. But of course, again, this thing fails and then tells me like one-time errors, right? So, but conceptually, we will kind of see what passes and what fails, and that'll be okay. But yeah, I think the first thing we need to do, this actually maybe could be right for all of these. Nope, I don't get this one right. So this is 6 and this is 4. So why is this 4? It may be that I just don't have. That's not right. Right? Oh, why do I return this? I should. This is what I should return. Okay, it's just that I returned the wrong thing because I changed the code without thinking about it. Okay, so this is mostly right. Again, we know that this is wrong. This is expected wrong in this is wrong in an expected way because we didn't implement multi-digit things. Here we can kind of yeah, how do we want to do it? Yikes. So, okay. So it can be a leading 0. Let's think about all the possibilities that has to do with here, right? So the current parsing is this thing, and that means that we don't. Okay, so if it's numeric, then we times it by 10, and then we add int of c. And then for everything else, and then what can follow this, right? It can follow it as an operator. So here we append current and then set current back to 0, and then add the operator that's following. And then the other thing that can follow it is this thing. So let's also put that there. Yeah, because the thing that is before this the cosparents has to be a number, right? So we can do that. Let's see if that gives us the right answer for this. Nope. I mean, I think we're in the right direction, but I might be missing a case. Oh, this is. I don't know what this should be, but I guess we set it to 0 anyway. So this is an awkward part of the stack, so it's a little bit weird. Let's print out the stack as a way to get it as well. Where's my auto print statement? Where does that come from? Okay, so empty, and then this, and then this, and then we get this. All right, let's get C, so we could see what character we're parsing. Okay, we parse it 1, this parses it correctly, this parses it correctly, this, it keeps going, and then... Oh, and then it's the end of the string. Okay, so then here, if current... how do I think about this? Let's just have a flag. Ongoing is equal to false. Here it sets ongoing is equal to true. Ongoing is equal to false. False and false. And then now, if it's ongoing, then stack.append current. And then hopefully this should be good for the last dump. That's basically why we're doing it. Nope. 5-1. I mean, these should be backwards, so that should be okay. That's 6. Okay, 5. Okay, no, I think we're... there's an extra 0 here. So this is 6 and this is 4, but why is this 0? Dong, dong, dong. Oh, I guess we should only... Yeah, we should only do this if we haven't already parsed it, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. I don't even add one there. Okay, so here now everything is good, but we don't handle... I mean, I don't know if this is good, but it is a better than what we had before. Let's actually add a couple more of multiple digits ones. This is just me banging on the keyboard. I don't know the answer to this. But if this is right, I'll be really happy. Okay, so this is right. So I'm actually very happy right now. And I don't really have a good explanation if you have trouble catching, following along. Not because I'm pretending I'm arrogant and smart or whatever, but because this is the opposite. This is terrible. This is me just literally thinking about and having an if statement for every possible case. So this is terrible. I don't think there's anything underlying behind it. It's just about, like I said earlier, right? It's about grinding and kind of pushing through and getting it. And that's it. I'm still not done. Okay, so I have all this, but I don't have the one that is, let's just say -1 plus 5, right? We don't have that. We don't have 5 plus -1 plus 10, but what I was thinking was actually we should also handle some zeros just in case I have some weird zero logic. Yeah. Okay, I suspect that this should be giving me an exception about parsing one-time things. Yep, because right now we count this as an operator, but okay. But I think we can actually this thing can only be part of. They're saying that it has to be in the beginning because you cannot add negative thingies, right? Let me remove this for now just to make sure that everything. Oh, I guess this one as well. Just make sure that everything still passes. I want to make sure to check the 0 cases first as well. Okay, so that looks good so far. And then the other thing I wanted to make sure was that like something like this, does that count? Okay, so this is a valid input but that's why I was checking, because you cannot do something like this. But this is a valid input, right? Because now it should give me an invalid expression. Okay, okay. And then now these should be other ones that are good. I think this is also good. The -1 plus 5. Okay, yeah. So in that case, that means that the negative appearance will only be in the first item. So we can actually hard code this, maybe. We'll see if this is right, but yeah. If length of total is greater than 0 and the first element, no, that's not true, the last element, because we're doing it backwards, is equal to negative, then we pop the negative, and then we pop the top number, and then we just append -x, right? Okay, let's give it a spin. Okay, so this looks good, I think. But if you ask me about my confidence, would I stick anything in it? I wouldn't put my money in it. I wouldn't even put, a sandwich on it. So but that said, I am lazy though. So let's give it a submit and see what because there are a billion test edge cases, so I suspect that something will fail. But of course, after I said all that, it did get accepted on the first try, so I'm really happy. Okay, so the running time is going to be linear because, well, I didn't mention this, but n is 3 times 10 to the 5th, so if it's not linear, it's going to be too slow anyway. And I know that n log n would be fast enough for 3 times 10 to the 5th, but you would have to have a weird operate. You would have to do something weird to get n log n in this case. But in any case, we basically, for each character, we only push and pop off the stack once, and then we also push and pop off this to-do thing once, or right? So we push and pop off here once, and we push and pop off the stack once. So in that case, everything is going to get pushed and popped once. So this is constant per character or per chunk, per token. So yeah, so this is going to be linear time. In terms of space, of course, we use linear space. We have 2 stacks, and it can get pretty full, like a full house party kind of thing. So yeah, linear time, linear space. That's all I have. It's a little bit long. And like I said, I just did everything by if statements. My strategy was to just break it down case by case and kind of try to make progress slowly but incrementally. And hopefully this is good for you. Anyway, stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see you later. And yeah, have a great weekend. Bye bye.